a question for both of you as writers, coming from the historian standpoint that I do, and that is, it seems to me that in more recent years, people who write historical fiction have been given, quite a bit more sort of credibility than maybe academics would have given them before. Seem to be like, maybe second-class citizen kind of status or something. But then you get, maybe people like yourselves, and I know Hilary Mantel comes to mind, and Philippa Gregory, other people who
right,
Ken Follett, whatever, that really do the deep dive on the research that actually makes the backdrop, credible as history. And I mean, it's just sort of interesting to me, kind of wondering what you think about that, because it kind of reminds me, at least in the Viking Age context, of, what people argue about with the sagas, is it history or are they stories, and I think the way that you all have been able to kind of, mash that together in more recent years to have it be actually credible history that's just got, this nice story to it. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, I would say the credit goes to you and historians. No, I mean, seriously, without the research and without the details that are out there that we can rely on, we can't tell an accurate story. And I think accuracy is actually very important to this genre. I could tell, I mean, for example, like with the stories of Hakan or Olaf, there are a lot of details that are still kind of shrouded in the mist of time, right? There's been a ton of research done, but it's been hard to pinpoint, for example, the exact chronology of the characters and what their family members may have been, may not have been. But we knew roughly what they ate. We knew how a ship was made. We knew what vegetables they grew. We knew what the halls looked like. So without the research that had been done in those areas, that general research, I mean, it has to be right. Otherwise, you throw someone out of the story. And, just actually referring back to Bernard Cornwell, and, one of his sort of key tenets is tell a good story first, right? Well, that's true, but you also have to sort of temper that with the research that's out there. If you tell a good story, but you've got some of the facts that are basic facts wrong, anyone that's reading this genre, I think, will be thrown out of the story almost instantly, and your credibility as an author will go downhill.
So what are they looking for primarily? Are they looking for history, or are they looking for a story, or is it equal?
Well, I mean, I've had both, but I mean, I think first and foremost, my goal is to actually write a good story that is enjoyable for the reader to read. But my readers are sort of minor historians. So they may not know all the details, but I've been called out on various things that I've actually had to go back and correct in early drafts of my books before I put them out to the public. Had a vegetable wrong in the Rus area, or a fish that didn't exist at the time, or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like I'll get called out on that, and rightfully so. Just because it was inaccurate research, or I took a leap of faith thinking that something existed that didn't. And so again, I think the historical research has been done by historians, and all the studies that have been done help us tremendously. And so I think the credit goes to you to help us write a good story, with our goal being good story first and making sure that the history is right. Does that make sense?
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes, thank you.
Well,